Retro Mondays.
Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to another Retro Monday, where the goal of the show is to make your Monday into a fun day. Yeah. Today's game is about robots in space blowing stuff up. Oh yeah. Metal Warriors was released by LucasArts in 1995 and published by Konami for the Super Nintendo. This game is a running and gunning platform game brought to you by the same development team that gave us Zombies Ate My Neighbors. This is actually a funny story. The game's engine is called Zam, and the big baby has a cameo in the credits level. Now our story kicks off in the year 2102. The United Government is under siege from the Dark Axis, led by Vankar Amen. It's up to a brave group of rebels called the Metal Warriors to save the world. Anyway, this game features two modes, single player and head-to-head with a friend. Single player is the game's story mode and features 9 linear levels. Here everything is structured in assault, defense, and intelligence missions. During this game, Stone will be able to use up to 6 other suits. In fact, this game's major claim to fame was just that. And this is what separated it from the other robot-themed shooters of its day. Gameplay is pretty much the same as Assault Suits Vulcan. Hence why many folks, including myself, saw this game as a sequel to Cybernator, but alas, it was not. And while I do like Cybernator a lot more, Napalm Gun for the win, I did enjoy this game when I was a kid also. One difference that you're going to notice right off the bat is there's no health bar or any status info at all in this game. Instead, the game lets you know how your health is doing by changing the color of your mecha. This was actually a very clever mechanic. The darker the color, the closer to death you are. The game gives you 2 choices when this happens: search for some health, or exit your ship and explore for another means of transportation, or stay in the ship and die, your choice. Power-ups play an important role in this game as well. Early on in the game, these are much easier to find in areas called ports. Besides the health power-up, you also have a rifle and shoulder mount upgrades. Finding boxes with numbers boosts your rifle's capabilities, but if you find letters, it just adds seeker powers or bounce abilities to your shots. The mounts are actually really cool, and they add missile launchers, the ability to shift gravity like we saw in Metal Storm, firing grenades, and increasing your speed too. Head-to-head is the versus mode and lets you and a friend square off after choosing your mechs. Immediately you will notice split-screen multiplayer and new powers are thrown into the mix too. Okay, so I bet you're wondering, what didn't you like about this game? Please keep in mind, this is just minor stuff. Alrighty, let's start with something that actually bothered me from my childhood. Since this game and Cybernator both featured Konami's logo, I really thought this game was somehow connected, you know, kinda like a sequel. But when I got further into the game, the side-scrolling shooting levels were absent. I mean, where were they? This made me a little disappointed, to say the least. The Seeker and Bounce abilities are really stupid and aren't any stronger than your default gun, so what's the point of including them? Out of the 6 robots, 3 seem like they're kind of awkward and a waste of time. The spider robot was cool at first, but they put the controls on Goofy Foot or something when you're climbing walls. I mean, why would they reverse that? That doesn't make any sense. Next we have the Draggy the Drake. I'm just gonna call it Drac. While a cool addition to the ships at first, you don't get it till near the end of the game. And when this happens, the developers chalk up the difficulty and then some. You'll be so thankful for this unit's mobility though, but its firepower puts you at a serious disadvantage. Still, out of all these armors, I feel that the ballistic was the worst of the lot. Talk about a worthless machine, folks. The difficulty for this game actually varies, kind of like a roller coaster going up and down. It's actually fine until you get to stage 8. Then it feels like the ride is over and the frustration sets in. This wouldn't be that big a deal if when you continued you didn't need to start at the beginning of the mission you died at. Plus the game only gives you 5 continues and offers no way for you to earn any extras. Lastly, it seems like the game can't make up its mind either when you're around enemies outside of your suit. I don't know if this is a bug or not, but sometimes you can move around sentry and armor units and other levels you can't. What were they thinking? Seriously. Okay, now that we've moved past the few things that I actually had wrong with this game, time for why I like this game, besides the fact of it being awesome, that is. Man, oh man, the graphics for this game look sick! I mean, just look at the opening animated cutscenes for this. That was pretty good for the Super Nintendo, folks. I mean, wow. The in-game visuals are incredible too. The action never slows down, no matter how many explosions and robots you destroy. Each level is packed with so much detail, and I liked how the environments change from space to Earth locations. Plus, this game had some fully destructible environments as well. I feel the music is good. It's not great, but it gets the job done. The composition actually comes from Eric Swanson, whom some of you may know as a sound designer on Zombies Ate My Neighbors. His most recent works include the stuff you've heard in EverQuest 2 and Lost Planet 2. While some tracks felt a little too similar to the first stage, kind of like what you heard in Super Mario World, but I have to say that the score for Metal Storm is still very well done and complements the game very nicely, and actually adds to the overall enjoyment of the game. Head-to-Head was actually a great addition to this game as a whole. Personally, I thought at first this option would just be tacked on, but it so wasn't! Actually, come to think about it, I would buy this game just because of the multiplayer. It was that much fun. My wife and I had a blast trying to kill each other in the game with all kinds of different robots, and oh, it was so much fun. One of the charms about this mode that I like is you didn't have to worry about all the enemies coming at you. While it would have been cool, it was just skill against skill alone. Or as I used to say as a kid, skill against skill run. Oh, come on, people. I was 5 when Princess Bride came out on VHS. Nobody could understand Fezzik. Nobody! Anyway, I have to say that the gameplay impressed me the most, because the game made use of all of the Super NES's buttons. Y fired your guns, X used your special ability, A used your melee attack, B was how you jumped or flew, R brought out your shield, L used your shoulder weapon, and finally select had you exit your mech. Being able to bail out of your armor was something that I wasn't familiar with before this game. Not only could you take over enemy armors and use their weapons against them, but your Marine could also reach areas your mecha couldn't, giving the player more of a sense of exploration in the stages. I liked how LucasArts equipped our tiny hero with both a gun and a jetpack. After all these years, I can still remember that aspect of this game. It's pretty awesome that developers gave the player that much freedom to swap out suits and search for hidden power-ups too. To wrap up, Metal Warriors was just a fantastic game, and the fun factor was through the roof. This was just one of those games that you had to have in your Super Nintendo collection. But this game does have one small dent in its armor. In order to play this game now, you need to do a bit of hunting, and this is another very rare Super Nintendo gem. What makes matters worse is this game isn't available on the Wii's Virtual Console, which I have to say I'm kind of shocked by, because LucasArts has been pretty good about re-releasing their games. I'm still reeling from the fact that they released Ghoul Patrol. That is a bad game. This and some of the other games featured in Retro Monday Season 1 and 2 would really resuscitate the Virtual Console, until the 3DS Virtual Service kills it. Well, I'd say that concludes another Retro Monday. Next time, we take a look at the fighting robot, Mega Man, with Mega Man X for the Super Nintendo. You're welcome. So if that doesn't get you boys and girls screaming like giddy little kids, I give up. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, then please subscribe to support the show. And until we meet again, gamers, God bless and happy gaming.